there, Clapperheads, and welcome to a brand new edition of Clapper Talks. I'm Nick Dorian, and on today's episode, we're going a little bit off track. Usually we do a lot of, actors, directors, and all that, but this person right here is somebody that I have been very, very interested in, especially on his YouTube journey, and his name is Roman Onboard. I mean, that's your YouTube name. Am I pronouncing it correct? Roman Sharipov.
Sharipov is my last name, so my name is Roman. Yeah,
Roman.
But
yes.
Yeah, you pronounce it like surprisingly, correct.
I've watched your videos and how you pronounce your name. I'm like, Roman. I got to remember Roman.
Just to me, it sounds. For example, we don't have R sound in my home language, Russian. So it sounds in Russian. It sounds Roman. So it's like a rolling R sound. But I mean,
that's the problem with my tongue. I can never roll my R's. So I'm just like, I hope you're okay with Roman.
Yeah, it's totally fine. I've been called like anything but Roman, so that's okay. No worries.
Now, one of the main reasons why I wanted to get you on this show is because watching your videos and how you've literally just packed your bags and moved here to KL is something that I feel very inspiring to other people who may want to, pack up their bags and go somewhere new. And you choosing Malaysia, and like I told you before this, you've really brought that love for our country that even we feel it from you. It's infectious. Now, I want to go right back to the beginning, which is your time in Russia. At that point, take us back to a moment where you felt like you needed to leave Russia and pursue this journey of YouTube. Like, what was the click for you to start this journey?
Well, actually, there is no, this beautiful romantic story that, I had, a boring 9-to-5 job, and then, that was an insight that hit me that I need to change something. Actually, for the past 3 years I lived in Russia, I've been preparing myself. I've been doing my business, and I would say that I had been building like foundation. I had a very, very clear imagination of how I want my life to look like. And it's not that, there was something wrong with my life. I felt that, okay, this is, not my life. I need to do something. No, it's just like I had a clear vision what I want in my life. And I was just working towards it. That's it. And I've been doing business since 16, I guess. And for the past 3 years in Russia, I tried, it was like a back testing, I moved from St. Petersburg, where my business is located, to Sochi. This is a city in the south coast of Russia. It's kind of like, we call it Miami, but in Russia.
Okay.
It's like a resort city. And I was just, okay, let me try how it will work if I'm, out of the main city, out of all this operational stuff day to day. And I just realized that it was a disaster. Everything started to fall apart, because I just realized that, okay, I built a monster. I was talking about my business.
Yeah.
I built it in a way, even though it worked extremely well, as I would describe it. But it was just built in a way, the whole company, the whole business model, that everything was focused on me. And that was the main problem.
Okay.
And when I just, moved away a little bit, everything started to fall apart. And that's when I realized, okay, now I need to destroy everything and rebuild it in a different way. So that I could, manage it remotely somehow. I came back. Tried to build in a different way, the whole company. And then it was the second attempt. I moved to Sochi again, and it worked.
Okay.
And since then, I was, at that point, I was 30. Yeah, I was 30, 31 or something. And I started to live, let's say, a digital nomad life, but still in Russia. And I had a clear, vision, imagination that I've been living in Russia my entire life. And it's not that something was wrong with my life. No, I mean, it was actually great. I mean, everything, worked extremely well for me. It's just, I would say that I got to a point, to a very, very rare position where everything kind of came together that allowed me to live a different life, the one that I always have been dreaming about. And I believe that this is a very, very rare situation when all these factors like come together while you're still young, let's say, while you're still healthy, while when you can, financially afford this, when you don't have, let's say, social obligations like family, kids, or something else that, or let's say job that holds you to one place. And I was like, I've got everything right now. And it was like something was just luck. Some of these factors were my, honestly earned.
Understood.
And I was like, it's just a crime not to, use this opportunity to finally start living the life I've always been dreaming about. And the funny thing, I clearly remember you asked about the particular moment. Okay, let's add a little bit of, like romantic stuff here.
Okay.
I think it was that I walk a lot, like, by habit, like every day. And I clearly remember I was renting an apartment. It was just by the sea, and there was a sea promenade, and there was a wall with a big, how it's called in English, I don't know, graffiti.
Graffiti, yes.
And there was a French, I believe he's a French explorer from, shame on me, like 15th, 16th, 18th century. Sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know how sounds his name in like French or English, but in Russian it's like Jacques Cousteau. It's like a French explorer.
Jacques Cousteau.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was his quotation. Again, I don't know how it sounds in his own language, but it was in Russian, of course. And let me try to translate it like as close as possible. It was something like, if a person got an opportunity to live an unusual life, they don't have the right to refuse it. Something like that.
But that hits very close to home,
Exactly. So, and I was like literally, passing by this graffiti every single day. And I was like, man, this is actually exactly about me right now. It's just like, I don't have the right not to use this opportunity. Because it's so extremely rare. Usually, you don't have at least something. You don't have either time or, let's say, financial opportunity or health. For example, maybe you have tons of money. You don't need to take care about your children because they already have grown, but you're an old person, you cannot travel, you can't handle long flights and stuff.
You really don't have that freedom.
Yes. So usually like 99% of the time of people, we have some limitations at different points of our lives. And I was like, damn, actually I'm at the point where I have literally zero limitations, like zero. And I was like, I started to call that point my starting point, the point where I got that degree of freedom that absolutely every decision in my life affects only me. And I don't need, let's say, to think about how this decision will affect someone else in my life. I mean, literally, even like pets. I don't have pets, like, I can do like anything. And I was like, man, I just cannot not to. I don't have the right.
Understood.
And every day I was passing by this graffiti, and this, thought was kind of growing on me, unless I realized that, it's just like, I have to do it.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow. That feels like it's from a movie in itself. Just seeing this graffiti with the quote, and that's how you started. What was the first video that you did?
I believe it was from the Philippines or from Thailand. Actually, it was a bit, it was not, I would, distinguish, let's say, my journey and YouTube, because I started to do it not because of YouTube. YouTube came later.
Okay.
And to me, I started to film myself not because of YouTube, but And because I just realized that at some point, that even though I've been through a lot of really, really interesting things in my life, I mean, back then in Russia, I realized that I barely actually can remember a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And I just realized that our memory is kind of, unreliable. Also, I caught myself like multiple times just, rewatching my old videos, like posted on Instagram, like totally unprofessional. Just I edited myself and posted like some, memories random. And I realized that I like to like rewatch them. And I started to think like, why? What's so special about rewatching your old photos, like videos, even, school albums? Why do we like that? And then I came up with this, concept that actually it gives me the opportunity to relive these experiences like one more time.
Yeah.
And I get pretty much the same emotions. And I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting that I called it like memory dividends. So you, let's say, invested in create an experience. You invested a little bit of, time and effort to somehow document it, like film, edit, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you got returns after a while. You rewatch it. Wow, you kind of get the same emotions.
Yeah.
And I called it memory dividends. And I was like, this is the answer. Because I just realized that if you ask me, for example, where exactly I was like 5 years ago, I would have a hard time, trying to answer. Like, okay, I was in Russia, but I can't even tell like what city. I cannot tell you like what people were around me, what was in my mind and stuff.
Yeah.
At some point, it's just like, I mean, probably not for the record, but we share this.
Yeah.
It's just like funny. At some point, like random thought, like several months ago, I just realized that I don't remember it was just a random memory, like from a relationship, like with a girl. And I just realized that she was kind of my first girlfriend. And I realized that I don't remember her name. I was like, wait a second, what was her name? And I was like, this is crazy that it is not that I had like so many girlfriends that I don't remember. No, it's just like I'm, trying to draw a parallel that memory is, well, maybe it's my memory works this way, but it's extremely unreliable, and some experiences that's a strange, thought, but I know that, okay, it happened to me, but it's kind of blurred. It's just like not very clear. Okay, I know that it happened, but I don't remember how it happened, who was around. And I was like, hey, with my current situation and this thought that I'm going to, travel all over the world and I'm going to make my life extremely interesting. I don't want it to be that way. I don't want, let's say, at the end of my life, or let's say in 5 years from now, I don't want not to be able to, like, okay, I visited like 50 countries, but actually, I barely remember like places, people. And I was like, I think I know the way to capitalize later, let's say capitalize on those experiences. I just need to somehow document them. And I started to do that. Like, okay, first, answer, okay, I need to film it. And then came in the idea with YouTube. Okay, since I'm going to make videos, like probably, why not share them? I started to upload. First videos were from Thailand, Philippines. And initially, I didn't even expect that, people will pay attention. Like, okay, I will just upload. It was not my source of income, and neither it is right now. So I was kind of in a good, position that I don't need to think much about, okay, what kind of videos, how do I, present myself? I just started to upload like my experience of sharing. And then I think it was from Bali. The first videos from Bali. It just started to grow like kind of exponentially. I was like, oh, wow. Apparently people kind of like these videos. Yeah, that's interesting.
I think especially, don't get me wrong, especially from the Asian side of things, whenever we see somebody that's of European descent or Western descent coming to our countries and really being fascinated by it, we latch onto that. Because I think there's a point, the grass is always greener on the other side. And we have lived in this country so long that we may have seen these parts that you see, but it's just, to us, it's black and white, and to you, it's in full color.
Yeah.
So seeing your videos, like for me, again, it's just so fascinating because I'm seeing it in such a new light. And it makes me feel ashamed as well. This is my home country. Why am I not excited about these things as you are? But I think that's a huge reason why people really enjoy what you do. Now, speaking of Indonesia, a majority of your time was, of course, spent there. What made you decide from Russia, the coldest of cold places, to go to Indonesia, the hottest of hot places?
I would say that I didn't have intention to go to Indonesia.
Okay.
I just started from, to me it was okay. The easiest, let's say, entry point to, let's say, if I'm going to travel like all over the world, probably I should start from Southeast Asia, just, for the beginning.
Yeah.
It's very kind of easy, like very understandable. So I just started from Southeast Asia, and it's just, it was not the intention, okay, Indonesia is my place, I'm going to go there. Let's say I just happened to be there at some point.
Okay.
And it was just a point on map with the intention to continue, somewhere else. We'll see. So it was not intentional, like, okay, I need to go. Like, I know that some people, especially from Russia, they want to relocate specifically to Bali, let's say Bali, Indonesia, because to me it's clearly, not the same thing. But to me, no, it was just, I would say, probably doesn't sound good, but I would say it was just, like to check off the list. Okay. I need to go there. Like Thailand also. Okay, I need to go there.
Now, within Bali and your Indonesian videos, you showed a lot of their polished luxury as well as the unpredictable chaos that is Bali. Did Indonesia feel like it could become your forever home, or was there a quiet awareness that you were still like a guest in a foreign country?
Well, I would say yes. I had this feeling. I would never use the word forever because, I know myself. I know that I'm a traveler at heart.
Okay.
And the same goes for Malaysia, by the way, but we'll talk about that later.
Yes.
But at some point, definitely, yes, I had this thought that, I would frame this thought like I could live here. It was, this thought didn't hit me in Bali for sure. With all due respect to Indonesia, to its people, I do not like Bali.
Okay.
Just to make it clear.
Okay.
There's like two Balis. The Bali that like these tourist areas like Kuta, Seminyak, Canggu. This is definitely not my place. I'm not saying that this is a bad place. Don't get me wrong. This is an amazing place, but definitely not for me.
Okay.
I don't like this vibe at all. And there's also an Indonesian, let's say Bali, which I really enjoyed, and I filmed a lot of videos there, like northern parts, western parts, which are almost, free of tourism. And in a way, they are still kind of untouched, well, compared to these super touristy areas.
Yeah.
But I didn't have this thought in Bali that, okay, this is probably the place where I could, at least settle for a while. No, not in Bali, but when I moved to Lombok, as also just a part of, okay, I'm here, I need to explore some other areas. It was kind of random.
Yeah.
Like, what else could I do? Let's go to Lombok. And I went to Lombok, and yes, there, this thought hit me like, okay, I feel this place. This is my kind of place. I could live here. That's when I had this thought in Indonesia.
Talking about Indonesia, that of course, when I saw the video, I'm moving to KL and the struggles that you seem to have with Indonesia, what was that ultimate, if you don't mind saying, what was the ultimate tipping point that I was like, okay, this is it. I'm done. I'm moving to KL.
Well, I would say that it's not that something in Indonesia, disappointed me that much that I need to run away. I would say that it was moving to something instead of, running from something.
Okay.
And now, like answering your question, why I've been visiting KL a lot of times, of course, before, because it's a hub,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
wherever you go through Kuala Lumpur. So
Yeah.
I've been here like maybe 10 times just as a tourist for several days. And I just realized at some point that every time I'm here in Kuala Lumpur, I have this feeling that it's actually really nice here. I like being here. And at some point I started to, entertain the thought that how would it feel if I lived here? But it was just a thought. I haven't considered it yet.
Okay.
And with every next visit, I could, imagine myself more and more living here. And I clearly remember this moment when I had a last spinal surgery here in Kuala Lumpur. After that, before going back to Indonesia, I had like 2 or 3 days before my flight, because I booked it before in advance. And I was walking around Bukit Bintang, KLCC, because I stayed in Axon residence. I just realized probably it was also, kind of overlaid with my overall uplifted feeling being out from the hospital.
Yeah.
And I was walking, and it was a super nice weather also. And I was like, this is actually so nice here. So, everything works smoothly. Everything is so convenient. All these, KL Express, train, everything. And I was walking and I was like, actually, it would be nice to live here. And then I just started to think about, different aspects of my life. Like, okay, what are priorities for me, like right now? Definitely traveling, like number one. Let's say the convenience, like to travel.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, it's a pain in the ass to travel from Lombok particularly.
Okay.
Because from Lombok, I need to go to Bali first. From Bali, Kuala Lumpur, because connecting flight is like almost 100% is going to be Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah.
And even though Lombok has an international airport, they put a stamp in your passport because they don't have this e-gate.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a problem because my passport already kind of like, I'm running out of free space. And I was like, okay, this would be much easier if I lived in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah.
Just like, no brainer.
Yeah.
Then obviously healthcare is just, again, I said so much about Malaysian healthcare, and like, it's just amazing. Even, like not talking about some serious stuff like spinal surgeries or whatever, even like dental care. In Lombok, again, I get it that Lombok is not, Jakarta, and it's just like not fair to compare Lombok healthcare and Kuala Lumpur healthcare,
Yeah.
because Kuala Lumpur, it's a capital of country, of course.
Yeah.
But still, to me, it's like, I compare because it's me in this situation. So I need to choose, let's say.
Of course.
Like I have some kind of, dental issue in Lombok. It's a little bit of a hassle to find a doctor who speaks a good English, who can provide a good quality of everything. Like second item. And I started to think like about different aspects that's important to me. And it just like kind of hit me this inside, like why the fuck I didn't even think about it before. It's just like everything would be easier and more convenient to me if I lived here. Like, why didn't I think about it before? That kind of thought, and overlaid with this feeling like, oh, it's so nice here. I want to live here. It actually was like less than an hour. And I already knew that it's going to happen. I will do that because it's just like, there is no way it won't go away. It's just so obvious from that point.
Yeah.
I will have to do it. That's it.
Again, that feels so inspiring. I wish I could do something like that within an hour. Just like, okay, let's go. Now, we are going to be continuing talking about Malaysia because that's something, of course, I want to talk to you about. So we will be discussing that right after this break. So don't go anywhere. So talking about Malaysia and, of course, talking about your spine earlier, that is something I wanted to get into because one of your videos, how Malaysia saved my life again, the second time round.
Yeah. clickbait, but okay.
But I mean, it worked. I saw it. But looking at Prince Court Medical in specific, because that seems to be now your hospital to go for your spinal surgery, it really opened my eyes to like, wow, I didn't know our healthcare here, especially dealing with severe issues like that, was so top notch. And the way that the staff treated you, like they treated you like you were one of our own. And that was something I was so incredibly proud of. My question for you is, how did you find Prince Court specifically to deal with your spinal issues?
Well, it was random completely because it was an emergency, like 100%. Actually, I came to Malaysia, to Kuala Lumpur, just as a tourist. It was November last year. Yes. I came to Malaysia. I was going to go to Langkawi, Penang, just, to travel, to film videos. And I was at the gym, and funny thing, like the irony is that it was one of those, like shitty hotel gyms, which don't have anything except like a couple of dumbbells, like 0.5 kilograms. I mean, like nothing serious at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that is definitely better than nothing. And I remember I was doing like a Romanian deadlift with like, 10 kilograms or something, because like my normal workload is like 120 kilograms. And I was like, okay, something. And I felt like, okay, something happened, just, clicked in my spine, like something happened.
Yeah.
And I kind of managed to finish workout. I went back home and I felt that something is off.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, probably, some normal stuff, like after gym, you got some, nerves like compressed or something, it will go away.
Yeah.
And then gradually, like hour after hour, it started to grow. And I felt this very strange feeling that I didn't feel too much pain yet. But I started to feel like, for example, this feeling when you sit not in a very comfortable position for too long and your leg or arm, like, gradually becomes numb little by little.
Yeah.
And then you stand up, and you have this like strange feeling that this is not your leg.
Yeah.
So it happened to me. I started to feel that I'm kind of like losing my left leg.
Okay. That must have been terrifying.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. Like probably tomorrow I need to, to go to a hospital.
Yeah.
And I had back then booked like everything, like Langkawi, what it was, like whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I will go to a hospital. The next day I will like continue to Langkawi.
Yeah. Little did you know.
I didn't take it seriously because, okay, I will just go to a hospital and sort it out tomorrow. But then the pain came in, entered the chat. And I was like, okay, this is kind of, and it was about like 10 p.m. And I went to bed thinking that, okay, next morning I will find a hospital.
Yeah.
But then it just became unbearable, like in an hour or two. And I thought that, okay, I cannot tolerate it anymore. It's just like too bad. It was really, it hurt like too much.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah.
I just opened Google Maps and like, typed hospital. And the closest one was
Prince Court
Medical Center. It's like 10 minutes away. And I checked thousands of reviews, high rating, super big building. Okay, it's not gonna be bad differently, like definitely. So I just booked a Grab and went straight to this emergency department. They have like 24/7.
Yeah.
And I told them quickly what happened, and they gave me MRI scan. And the doctor came and said that, okay, the situation is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So what I had, you asked like what exactly happened. I'm not sure about the exact terms, but it was the spinal disc issue. So it was kind of like worn out, just like over time it kind of hinders, and then it just got torn at some point.
Yeah.
And something inside the spinal disc, some kind of like a jelly or what, I don't know.
Yeah, understood. Yeah, the little cartilage or whatnot protecting it. Yeah.
It comes out because it's torn and it compresses the nerve.
Yeah.
The nerve, which was exactly in charge of my left leg. And that was the issue. And the problem is that like later, a lot of people in the comments told me like, oh, why surgery? Like you needed to try like this and this, like chiropractic. No, I mean, it's very, very clear. And the surgeon also told me it's, I mean, when it's torn, it's torn.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
No amount of, spiritual healing or something.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Yeah.
You need to, cut.
Yeah.
So, and they told me that, hey, basically, as like, you don't have time, we need to do that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So they just gave me like painkillers and, I think either the next day or the day after. So it was emergency. They contacted my insurance. Luckily, I have a very, very comprehensive insurance plan.
Yeah.
And they approved, which also kind of confirms that, okay, this is a serious situation. Even though like the price was like about the bill, like, I don't know, like 80,000 USD or something. They approved, like, okay, we agree that it needs to be addressed like ASAP.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my first
your first
spinal surgery.
I want to come back to what you said right at the beginning, how you had that freedom. You didn't have any sort of whatever you wanted to do, you could go and do it. Use that time that you have now without sort of commitments. Now that you have this sort of spinal issue, which sort of has taken away a little bit of that freedom, because you have to be conscious now of the way you travel, the way you sit, your life from now on based on your spinal issues. How has that made you more cautious in how you approach life and travel, or has it pushed you to seize moments even more deliberately?
I would say that most people tend to overestimate what kind of limitations this situation, puts on me. Actually, it's not that, like a lot of people tell me like, oh, forget like skateboarding, forget this, forget that. No. It's not like that. And the doctor and the insurance also, they all agree that no, I mean, it sounds maybe kind of unexpected, but I have zero limitations actually.
Okay.
And even after this like final boss spinal surgery that I'm going to have like in a week from now, it's gonna be like full replacement to an artificial disc. It's a pretty serious one, but still I will not have, like serious limitations after that.
Okay.
If not, let's hope, some kind of complications or something.
Yeah.
So it's not that like a lot of people, when I made a video that why I moved to Kuala Lumpur, like, oh, because you need, of course you need, to be close to the hospital. No, I mean, it's not, I mean.
You're still okay.
Yes,
yeah.
I mean, I can, fly back to the hospital. It's not that some kind of life-threatening, kind of issue that like, is so demanding that I need to be close to the hospital. No, it's not like that at all.
Okay.
Actually, at some point, they told me before that at some point, actually, I might lose, my left leg sensitivity completely. It might happen.
Okay.
And nobody can tell me, like, will it happen or not? It might happen in like 6 months from now, 1 year from now. And that notion, yes, it puts to me like, okay, I have, while I don't have all these limitations, which I might have at some point, I definitely need to, use it
use it to the most.
Yes.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know, like even, of course, I don't want it to happen, but even if it happens at some point, I don't think that maybe that sounds strange, but I don't see it as a huge limitation that, my life will be added. It's just like, okay, some, let's say, logistical difficulties definitely will
like crop up and whatnot. Okay.
But I don't believe that it will affect, let's say, my level of, happiness and overall satisfaction of my life. No, probably, I will be upset for a while. Like, okay, then I'll adapt and it will, just come back to the previous level. I don't think much about it.
that's one thing that I really love. Again, I'm sorry I keep mentioning how much I love your videos, but you have that positive outlook on life. Like things that people may look at a more negative space, you somehow manage to put a positive thing, a spin on it. And I feel that's something lost within human society these days, especially with how much media is thrown at us. To remain positive, correct me if I'm wrong, feels like more of a struggle than it is to immediately go for a negative thought. How do you remain that positive about things?
Well, you caught me off guard, to be honest. I'm just trying to think about, okay, what, let's say, contributed to my, let's say, how do we call it? Resilience? I don't know, maybe. Probably it's maybe like a little bit of a Russian thing. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm not bragging, but that's the truth. I've been through a really, really like tough stuff in my life before, like you know, back then in Russia. I've been through some really, really like serious shit.
Okay.
Compared to what, honestly, like what's happening right now, like, you know, even this like spinal issue or like almost anything else, like that's a pretty wild story, by the way. All my cards get blocked. I was at the police station like two days ago. It's a wild story.
Is there going to be a video on that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
Like, really interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, the title, I got scammed in Malaysia.
You got to find your ways to get people hooked.
Breathe out. He was not Malaysian. Breathe out. That's okay. Anyways, I mean, honestly, it's not that, you know, like I'm bragging like, hey, look at me, I'm so tough. No, but absolutely, genuinely, it's nothing to me. I mean, I don't think, you know, when I'm having a conversation with like people, even like with my mom, and she, you know, tells me like about her problems, like complains about something, I, you know, never laugh about it, of course. I mean, I just listen, try to support her. But to me, it's just like, oh my God, I mean, like, are you even serious? I'm like, God forbid you experience something that I experienced. You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm not bragging, but it's just, yeah, I was probably, you know, it's just like exposure to cold gets you like more and more and more, how to say this, resilient. So it's just like, to me, that's normal.
Okay.
And I would say that my tolerance level to some kind of situations that life throws me in sometime is very, very high. I honestly, I cannot imagine really something that would really, you know, put me off track so that I'm, you know, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. I really truly believe that absolutely everything I will figure it out. It's just like, you know, I don't know. I cannot imagine something that, you know, I can't handle.
Understood. And that's honestly, again, something very inspiring to hear.
Well, I'm happy to, you know, to inspire someone.
That seems to be the running phrase with me and you today, is that I just find you so inspiring. And again, coming to finally the topic of Malaysia and your move here, I said it before, your love for our country is so deeply inspiring and moving. Seeing your travels, not only from moving here, but before that, going to Malacca, trying the wettest city that you found in Penang and eating different chickens and all this different food.
Salted chicken.
Yes, the salted chicken. I love that you bring out this side of me specifically, and I'm sure there's some of you as well who've seen Roman's videos. What I want to ask is, the most recent video about you going into temporary mode, finding that word of temporary mode and the challenges of finding a home here, like a proper home. And I totally understand the whole lift problem. I'm glad you pointed that out, because that has bugged me to no end living in this country. But has there been any other challenges that you kind of wish perhaps that's something Malaysia could improve on?
You know, let's be honest. I've been living here for only like 1 month so far. So I don't think that I'm kind of, you know, eligible to point out, okay, this is wrong in Malaysia. This needs to be improved. No, it's just even this lift situation. Come on, it's like this in every, you know, like take Bangkok. Same thing. Let's say if this is a touristy area, and this is a, residential building with Airbnbs, it's going to be the same. There is no solution to this.
Yeah.
I would say that this is actually even only confirms that Kuala Lumpur and Malaysia are doing great. People keep coming, and even more that, like the country can handle. That's great.
Yeah.
I would say the only thing that I'm noticed right now that rules, like respect to traffic rules, from both sides, by the way, from my as a pedestrian side and from driver's side, I think there could be a bit more, let's say, law enforcement. Here's the thing. I'll give you a couple of examples.
Yes.
The pedestrian cross near Pavilion Mall.
Yes.
There is a situation where there is a still green light for cars, but it's the traffic jam and the cars, they're stuck. They cannot move forward.
Yeah.
And then we as a pedestrians get a green light and we cannot move because
the cars are on the walking path.
I want to make it clear. I'm not blaming only drivers because pedestrians do the same. They actually, when they see that there's a red light, still for them, they also go, because, hey, you guys stuck anyway. Like, no, you shouldn't do that. You should wait as a pedestrian. This is a fucking red light.
Yeah.
And for the cars, I'm absolutely sure that there's a rule, because in Russia, for example, there is a rule in like a traffic rules that even if it's a green light for you as a car, as a driver, if there is a, the road after the cross blocks, you cannot enter the crossroad. You should wait. Because this is the main reason of all traffic, jams, because it's a vicious cycle. And I believe that I do that too as a pedestrian. I see like, oh, you guys stuck, like I'll go. But why do you know why I do that? Because everyone else does.
It's the mentality.
Exactly. It's the mentality. And I believe there is a theory, it's called like a broken window theory. When there is a building and if there is a one window is broken and the issue is not addressed, at some point all windows will be broken. It's like this with, with trash. For example, there is no such a problem, at least at the same scale as in Indonesia. In Indonesia, for example, trash, especially in rural areas, everywhere. And therefore, people don't care much. They throw it away. Because it's like, it's already here. But when it's spotless clean, this thought to throw something away will not cross your mind even. And the same here, I believe that we cannot blame each other like pedestrians or drivers. Oh, this is because of you, or no, this is because of you. No, it should be law enforcement. We all should know that we'll get punished immediately. We do that. And if there is a law enforcement, this law enforcement breaks this vicious cycle of, disrespecting rules. Even minor disrespects, they create a problem that we all start disrespect rules, and we do that. And I do that too. I see the red light and I just don't see colors. Okay, I will cross. And I do that because I know that everyone else does that. And it's not people's fault. It's just there should be law enforcement.
You bring up some very good points. Yes, law enforcement needs to happen, because if we look at Singapore, they figured it out.
That's what I was going to say.
They figured it out, but for some reason, it's going to take an even bigger hurdle, because there are, I think you're going to realize this eventually, some Malaysians, even if they get a fine, it's like, I'll just pay it and I'll continue.
Well, you pay once, you pay twice. When I'm in Dubai or in Singapore, I will never do that. Because I know that I will get immediately.
There are people watching everywhere.
And that's how it works. That's the only way. We cannot expect from people that they will be so, conscious that they follow rules. No, we just like punish us. That's, the only way we people, understand, unfortunately. And, yesterday I was hit by a car.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Like surprisingly, I just even fall down. I was riding a longboard, e-board. And here's the situation. So there is a road, there is a red light. Cars are standing in line in front of the red light. And I was approaching this crossroad. I need to go straight. And I see that, okay, how should I do that? I should take the left row, because the car that stands in front of the crossroad, they don't have this turning light to the left. So it means to me that they're going straight.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And I approached the crossroad and waited. And then green light turns on. We both start moving forward. And the guy just turns left. And he hit me because,
oh my goodness.
Like, I mean, I'm a small, like compared to the car, I'm not a car.
Yeah.
He didn't notice that I'm there.
Yeah.
And he hit me. And I was like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, and I understand that, okay, I'm also like not innocent here because, for example, I also violated the rule. I don't wear a helmet, for example. Yeah, okay, my fault, no denying. But at least my violation doesn't put anyone else's life at risk.
Yes, yes.
It's just like my life. Okay?
Yes.
It's like I'm reckless, okay, I'm gonna die and that's it. But your violation puts other people's life at risk.
Yes.
And he hit me. And I was like, come on, like traffic, turning light, you have to do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, again, these minor things, I'm not blaming them in terms of this is not gonna work. You cannot just tell people like, guys, follow the rules.
Yeah.
Follow the rules. We are built to violate rules if we have the opportunity.
Yeah.
I will do that too.
There's a little rebel in us.
I genuinely would like to live in a society when it's impossible, when we all are equal.
Yeah.
But, when people tell you like, hey, you are a hypocrite, just, start with yourself, don't do that. No, this is not how it works. I don't want, if I just stop doing this, I will just fall behind because everyone else does.
Yeah.
So it needs to be equal for everyone. So it needs to be law enforcement. I believe this is the only way to break this vicious cycle of disrespecting rules.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. Now, as I slowly wrap this up, one thing about Malaysians, which honestly, I have to say, I'm very proud of you for doing this and knowing, you're going to fit in our country very well, is that your love of durians.
Oh, yes.
Because when I saw your videos of eating, even I am like, I don't eat this much. I feel a bit like embarrassed that I don't eat this much. But seeing your love for it, I would be willing to call you an honorary Malaysian. You've passed the test.
Yeah, I hope. But where can I apply for?
Now, that one video that you had where you decided to do a 48-hour durian diet only challenge, seeing you go through all those different types of durian things on top of eating the actual durian, I know in your video you stated all your reasonings of because of your lifestyle and your health and all that, that's why you don't get these things. But is there anything that happened off camera after eating all of that happened and that might have put you off? Or do you still love durians either way?
Oh, as much as probably might people, a lot of people would like to hear that, I felt that bad because it would confirm all the warnings they gave to me. No, actually, I felt absolutely normal. Again, actually, probably it's like unexpected, but I do this often. I just eat like this. For breakfast, I ate like, today 10 eggs and then like some cheese and something else.
Yeah.
I just eat a lot. And, my body, I spend a lot of energy every day. So that's why I didn't have any problem. So my body really can easily, process like tons of sugar.
Yeah.
That's how I usually eat. Like, when people say like, no way, like 4 durians. And I was like, did I tell you that I usually eat it like this? It's just not enough for me. Like 1 durian, it's just like not enough. I usually eat like, at least 2-3 durians at once, at least.
Wow.
4 durians, which I filmed there.
Yeah.
It was not the highest amount of durian I ate. I ate like 5-6 durians. That's for sure.
You're built different.
To me, it's just like, probably it would sound a bit like, how's it called, like scientific, but my maintenance level is 3,000 calories per day. So just to stay at my weight, I need to eat 3,000 calories per day. But my comfort level of eating is like 6,000 calories. I don't eat that much because I will get fat immediately.
Yeah.
But I'd like to, When people tell like, oh, I cannot, I'm trying to gain weight, but I cannot, I don't understand how you eat that much. To me, I'm limiting myself all the time. I wish I could eat like more and not get fat because like my appetite, just like it's normal to me. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, have you done the durian buffet yet?
I didn't even know that there is such a thing, but because, I think I'm going to bankrupt them. Like, guys.
I was just going to say the exact same thing. I think if they see your face, they will run away and close shop. They're like, no. There's no durians for you. Yeah. But I will tell you, if nobody has told you yet, the best place, do not kill me, fellow Malaysians, for saying this, and it's true. It's a place called SS2. It's literally about 15 minutes from here, but there's a square right in the heart of SS2, and every single corner is a durian shop, durian buffets.
I need to check it out.
I don't know how they survive because they all sell the same thing, but for some reason, every corner has one. That is where you need to go next.
Well, actually, to be honest, just because I told you before that I'm constantly limiting myself in terms of how much I eat.
Yeah.
That's actually, I think, I believe that I have this, a light form of eating disorder. I tend to avoid, let's say, all-included like breakfast hotels because I know that I'm gonna overeat, unfortunately. When I see like limitless, this is how our mind works. So I paid for it, I need to eat more.
Yes.
I'm no exception. And, I know that this is bad for me. And it's just like, I know that I'm going to overeat and I know that I'm going to struggle later. So I try to, let's say, steer clear of such places. And durian buffet, the same thing. I know that if I go for it, I will definitely eat more than I should. So that's why, it's just like a natural limitation. Okay, I bought 4 or like paid for 4 durians. That's it. So it's like how you limit your portion to 1 plate, for example.
Yeah.
Because what's the point of overstuffing yourself to a point when it's not good for you?
Yeah.
Obviously. To me, it's, I get this recommendation and it sounds funny, like, durian buffet. I will try it just, for the sake of experience.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's definitely not something that, okay, I will do that regularly. Because,
of course.
I know that I'm gonna overeat. And it's not gonna be good for me.
I wish I had your discipline. I don't have that. But yes, closing up the podcast, I just want to again say my words of gratitude to you of showcasing our country in such a beautiful way and falling in love with our country. We always like new people coming to our place, and I feel it. Treating our home with respect, which you have done immensely. You've made me, again, fall in love with my home. And I didn't think that was possible again.
Yeah, I actually feel very welcomed here, like by local people. And as I think it's important to mention that I can see a lot of YouTubers and vloggers who kind of, capitalize on that idea that, okay, that works. I will tell nice things about your country.
Yeah.
Because they understand that it's natural for us. People will like when people say nice things about us, about our country. We want to be proud of our country. That's normal. When I see this, it looks like so fake to me. Like, hey guys, this, like, I didn't expect this. I'm so sick of this. I can clearly see this trend, and to me, it's not that I'm defending myself, but I would like to mention that it really feels very natural to me. And, like my viewers, I believe that they know that if I don't like something, I say this. Like, like in Malacca, for example, I tried some food, like, hey, like this fish curry bowl, it's just like a crap.
Yeah.
And
Malacca.
So when I say nice things about Malaysia, I say this not because, like I need, it's gonna work, people are gonna like it.
Yeah.
No, it's very natural to me.
It's very real. That's why I like your stuff. It feels very honest. Yes, there are the bad sides, but there are the good sides as well. So thank you once again, Roman, for coming on the podcast.
Appreciate it.
If people haven't subscribed to you, where can they find you on YouTube and Instagram and whatnot?
Well, they can find me on YouTube and Instagram.
What's your username? Roman Onboard.
Roman Onboard. Yeah, I have same name on every platform. I don't use Facebook. I'm mostly like YouTube and Instagram. Yeah.
So yeah, go and follow him because I guarantee you won't regret it. You will fall in love with Malaysia as well, along with me. So go and do that. Go and follow him on YouTube, Roman Onboard. As always, you can check us out as well on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all the social media platforms. We're all there at ClapperCorn. Thank you so much, Roman, for coming on again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I have been Nick Dorian, and as always, keep watching the movies.
Take care, guys.